Hello, Qembek here. In this episode I want to tell you how much money you can expect if you go out for land treasure hunting. Let's begin. Before we start, I want to tell you what do you need to prepare to go out. First of all, you need treasure map. Treasure map has its own coordinates. They are visible even without having the map, but you need a map to be able to perform special skill that allows you to unborrow the treasure from the ground. And you need sextant, your own personal device to determine what's your current location. To find out how you can craft sextant open folio, you need to get into exploration tab. Under tools category, you will find sextant. Sextant can be crafted if you gather up 2 iron ingots, 5 star shard ingots and 1 star shard. Star shard ingot you can collect underwater, iron ingot you can get from mining or from the auction house, and star shard is an item that you should always buy from general merchant. If you are looking for it in auction house, it's probably overpriced. Visit general merchant NPC, buy it from him, few silver coins and it should be yours. After you finish this item, it will appear in a form of a emoticon, I would say, or something like that. After you use it, it will disappear from your inventory bag, and you can find it in skills tab. Under basic abilities, when you scroll it a bit down, you will see that there's a new icon that you can use, and you are pretty much ready to go. Another thing that you might want to use is a website to record locations. And my viewers gave me a really cool site. I will link it in description of my video, and I will tell you what's the site's name here. It's archeagetools.com/map. When you visit it, on the right side you will have 2 different coordinates, west and east direction or south north direction. You can put coordinates there, place your mark, and this website will show you on its map, on the website map. You will be able to see where more or less you should head out, or where exactly you should head out to find your treasure. After you reach the spot, you start using sextant. You start using sextants to get more detailed information about your location, and use sextants to record your own location, compare it with the map. If those coordinates are exact, it means that you are standing on the treasure, and you should be seeing an interaction icon to work with and ability to uncover the treasure. Okay, let's talk about profits now. To make this expedition, I prepared 50 maps. Each map more or less costs 11 gold on fresh start server. That's the price I was willing to pay. That's the price I paid to gather up 50 of those maps with coordinates, and I chose only the lowest grade of the map, which is rare. And that's important because if you happen to find heroic map or arcane map, you will get a much better drop, or you will have a chance to get much better drop than I did with my 50 rare maps. As far as I know, if you gather up arcane version of this map, there's a chance that you will get Arceum essence instead of Arceum crystals. And if you get heroic map, there's an additional chance to get Ionat design scroll. That's huge money making potential, but it's much more difficult to find a heroic map. Let's focus on those rare ones. In my case, rare ones give a chance, really high chance to get Black Pearl. It's not a 100% chance, it's around 90% or 95%. 100% chance to get Arceum, Starlight, Moonlight or Sunlight Arceum Crystal. On a side note here, if you are watching this video when patch 3.5 hits, I think that they are removing this from the drop, so it will be no longer present. You also get, with 100% chance, you get unidentified superior Gale Lunarite, which costs 50 labor to open, so that's a tricky part here in terms of money making, but let's leave it like that for now. And our cherry on the cake here is Book of Aurora. We have a small chance to get Book of Aurora, and in my case it was 50 maps and 5 books of Aurora dropped, which means that chance to find one of those is around 10%, but when you look at the cost of the map and compare it with cost of the Book of Aurora, it seems that in my case those 5 books paid off 50 maps, and whatever was left there to sell was my pure profit. Okay, and let's proceed to one more aspect of this trip, which is money making. How much money we can make here? I can tell you a lot. I assume that there are 2 paths from this one. I assume one realistic scenario that says that I will sell Books of Aurora and Arceum crystals only. That's because Black Pearl might be considered a trash item, and I'm not sure if it will sell with the price that I'm currently seeing on the auction house. But let's discuss this later. Let's go with the realistic scenario. We are selling Book of Aurora. One of them on Fresh Start server costs 105 gold. In total that's 525 gold I could get from it. That's huge. And the rest of it is Sunlight Crystals. I could get around 90 gold from those. Starlight Crystals, 270 gold. That's interesting. Starlight is a very rare drop from Archeum trees, and that's why it's the most expensive crystal right now on the market. Moonlight Crystal is the cheapest one. It gives me 35 gold. In total that's 920 gold, and my investment was 550, so my pure profit here would be 370 gold. And now let's discuss silver per labor ratio. So one map costs me 50 labor to open, and I had 50 maps. That's 2500 labor points. And my pure profit here would be almost 15 silver coins per labor point spent. That's insane. We have to remember that somewhere on the way this was a very time consuming task to do. It took me like 2 days of streaming. Maybe I wasn't streaming too long, but well, it's still a few hours to find those, so it's time consuming for sure. But well, almost 15 silver per labor? If you ask me, that's really good money. And in my second scenario, the more optimistic one but less probable one, I assume that I will sell black pearls, 45 of them, for 4.5 gold, which will increase my pure profit from 370 to, let's say, 570 gold. In this case, when we calculate silver per labor point spent, it seems like I would be earning around 23 silver coins per labor point spent. That's insane. Okay, so besides the fact that in patch 3.5 you need to remember that Archeum drop will be removed, and this activity as a money maker will no longer be a good option to do, it will no longer bring such profit unless they add something to the pool of the drop. You also need to remember that before you go out, this money making method is dependent on price of the map. So if map is cheap and Book of Aurora is expensive, it's really worth to give it a shot. But if your map is really expensive and Book of Aurora on your server is really cheap, then you need to do the math yourself. It won't be as good as it is in my case on Fresh Start servers. I'm pretty sure that you can manage, you can see how this works, you can calculate it on your own. If you have any problems, give a note about it in the comments below. And there's one more thing we can do here. We have 50 of those unidentified lunarites. It's something off the table. I do not recommend to open them, but if you have too much labor, here it goes. I can show you what I've got. I had a bit too much labor, so I've decided that I will open them and tell you what kind of money making potential there is behind it. So I opened them. You can wait a bit longer for my final result, but that's off the record. We have our money making behind different type of items, and opening lunarites means that we are spending extra labor that would ruin our treasure hunting calculation here. And there we are. After opening 50 of them, I think that our optimistic calculation would say that out of those lunarites I could get around 100 to 150 gold, but that's optimistic. Realistic calculation says that I will get around 50 gold. That's because those lunarites are common, they are easy to get or not often used, and that's affecting the price on the market. Also, a lot of them are PvE, and people don't want to games like that inside of their armors. So yeah, I recommend staying away from those lunarites. I recommend throwing them away, because if you count your labor points, it's not worth to open those. If you want more details that weren't described in this video, there are previous recordings of my stream. If you watch those, you will find a treasure hunting procedure underwater or on land with treasure map. Check out my playlist, I will put link in the description. More than that, in one of my previous videos I informed you that there are people who win in my giveaways and don't pick up their reward. Maybe they do not come back to this channel, I don't know. But we made an additional list, a standby list for those of you who wants a second chance in Snail giveaways, because original winners didn't pick up their codes. So we have 2 of those, and I have selected winners. They are visible on your screen right now, and I'm putting their nicks into description of this video. I will also try to reach them out, and congratulations guys. And that's it from me. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, comment or subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you are going to try to give it a shot if treasure maps on your server are cheap. Thanks for watching and see you later.